Going out there, I was a bit iffy about the chariot business, man. You know what I mean? Because you're thinking that's talking about aliens and shit. That's how you're thinking, man. How you gonna get Jake to understand that? You know, first you gotta believe it yourself before you teach others. You know what I mean?
And see it.
You gotta you gotta understand it. You gotta see it.
It helps if you see it. It helps.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny. You have men that were good, that were top teachers, that were teaching the chariots and later disbelieved it. You know, so it's the opposite.
You know what I mean? Some guys are pretenders, man.
Or maybe they never believed it.
Yeah. Who's teaching?
I've got some more. Yeah, it says.
Read it again, actually.
But this is back in Sirach chapter 6 and verse 20. Speaking on wisdom, it says she is very unpleasant to the unlearned.
Right, she's very unpleasant to the unlearned, man.
He that is without understanding will not remain with her.
He that is without understanding will not remain with him.
She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long.
She will stand upon him like a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her away from him ere it be long, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he can't deal with it.
It goes on to say, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many.
Right. Because many are called, but few are chosen, man. She's not manifest unto many, man. That's why it said, the angel said to Esdras, and to a few that be like me. You know, it goes, I have not shown these interpretations to all, but to you and a few that are like you. Roughly paraphrasing. Where
it says, give ear, my son, and receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with her bonds.
You see what it's saying? It's saying, go through the suffering, man. Keep going. That's what it's saying. It said, put your feet into the fetters and deal with it, because you know you're gonna have to suffer first, man. You're gonna have to go through some shit first before you get to the broad. You're gonna have to go through the narrow, just the straight gate before you get to that wide, man. But take it cheerfully, though.
You know, if it's up to you. You should get, since you said that, you should get through the brother 2nd Ezra, the 7th chapter, where he talks about the straight path. On the side of this magma and on the side of this water.
Yeah, cheerfully, man. Take it cheerfully, because where our eyes is set upon the eternal, not on the temporal. You know?
Just a bit more, shall I read? It says, come unto her with a whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power.
A whole heart. Come onto her with a whole heart, a whole mind. Meaning, you're not thinking that, I'm going to pretend to be a prophet on a Saturday, then I'm going to be a nigger on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then on a Saturday morning, I'm going to pack my bag, put the little garment in, and stand out there for 2-3 hours and pretend to be a prophet.
A double-minded man is stable in all his ways.
You know?
13. And,
see what I'm saying?
All the way down to 14.
There's a bit more. It says, shall I read?
Let brothers, let me talk, because I need to clear them up. Like, you know what I mean? Do you get what I mean? So we'll read that part again.
Okay, it says, come unto her with a whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power.
Come unto her with a whole heart, man. Meaning you have to put all your faith into this, man. You have to believe this thing for. That says, come unto her with your whole mind. Meaning, count the cost. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna come into this thing, make sure you come into this thing fully. That's why we don't just let brothers into the camp. We really don't do that. We don't just let brothers into the camp. Do you get what I mean? Meditate. Meditation is big in this, is key. That's why I said meditate terror. Because meditating is a key aspect in this. That's how you can understand, that's how the spirit, I mean, this brother, say if I'm a brother that don't know about this truth, this brother knows about the truth. This brother plants that seed, and the Most High give the increase, man. Meaning I'm meditating, and while I'm meditating, the Spirit is working with me to understand what this brother planted in me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So once you've made that decision and you've watched enough videos and you've looked around at what's going on in the world, man.
Pass me that back over there.
You know what I'm saying? Once you pay attention to what's going on in the world, then you can make that decision for yourself of whether you want to come onto this thing with your whole heart. Because you know, say once you turn back, you're not fit for the kingdom. Okay? Go ahead.
Okay, it says, verse 27, search and seek and she will be made known unto thee.
Search and seek and she will be made known unto thee.
Right.
But see, most brothers, before we came to this truth, we was already looking for something.
Yeah, I know I was.
Hey, that's true. I was walking around, not just looking for the truth, just looking, searching for it.
I can speak for myself. I was looking for something. I told my mom that I wanted wisdom. I wanted to be wise. And I read Proverbs was my favorite book because I didn't understand the rest of the other books. When I looked through it, a lot of it just didn't add up, didn't make sense. But Proverbs made sense. Like a lot of the, not all of it, but a lot of the things that were said, I was like, yeah, it sat well with me. It sat well with me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was already a loner. I was already a loner around them times, man. You get what I mean? Like I said, brothers is already looking for something, man. So search and seek, and she will be made known unto you. That's why you go into the book of Songs of Solomon, it tells you about, in fact, give me Songs of Solomon, man. He's reading this, you get.
Hey, the what? You wanted that street thing?
We hold that. I think it's chapter 2. Song of Solomon is just after what's it?
I always have a hard time finding it.
It's after Proverbs, is it?
Yeah. After Proverbs or Ecclesiastes.
Songs of Solomon, what was it, chapter? This is Songs of Solomon, chapter 3. By night on my bed I sought him, whom my soul loveth.
By night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth, man. What does your soul love, man? You want understanding. You want wisdom. You're looking for something, man. Your soul is looking for something, but it's like your mind is not really conscious of it, man. It's not like you're walking through the street saying, I want to, I'm looking for this, that. You're looking for something. It's almost like your soul is looking for something, man. Like your body is walking to and fro aimlessly. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I was doing that. I was going through central London. I was walking around, man, aimlessly. I was like 20. I was 20.
And sometimes you have those thoughts before you came to the truth, where you thought that something was wrong with the world. Something's just not right.
Yeah, and the people are wicked, man.
Yeah. So there has to be some kind of truth. Where's the truth?
You see how niggas move, and you don't want nothing to do with them, man. You know what I mean? And you're like, you can't be around certain people because you can't trust people, man. You know? So you wind up being by yourself. Because there's not a lot of people that are good, man. Actually good people. There really isn't, man. I mean, you can smile and joke with people, but everybody can do that.
Yeah, it's easy.
Everybody can joke and smile and crack jokes, but there's not actually a lot of people that are actually good.
Yeah.
That stand by their word, that have goodwill. You know what I mean? That have respect, that have a sense of honor about them, especially among black now, grimy as hell, man. I know, especially Benjamites, man. They're wicked as hell. the way they scheme on other men's women, and that they're wicked, man. They're not honor among no niggas. That's why I wind up being by myself, man. They're emotional. They're always on a hype. They're like women, you know. It's like search and destroy kind of spirit, man. You know what I mean? Nobody has a calmness to their spirit. That's why I walked to and fro through London, man, with a calm, I was like a spirit, man. You know? It's almost like the spirit was, I was like a spirit, man, just walking by myself.
Yeah.
And that's when the Lord came to me, man. Go on, read.
I sought him, but I found him not.
I sought him, but I found him not. You know what I'm saying? You have some days where you're just walking through and nothing. You know? Come back home, put on a little DVD, and then go to sleep. I sought him not. Go ahead. I found him not. Excuse me. Go ahead.
I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways will I seek.
Right. So it said, now I'm going to rise. Read that again. Read it slower.
I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, in the broad ways.
Right.
I will seek him, whom my soul loveth.
Whom my soul loveth. Go ahead. Because remember, your soul loveth this thing. Your flesh don't, because it's like your soul is warring against your flesh. Okay? Go ahead.
I sought him, but I found him not.
I sought him, but I found him not.
That's embarrassing.
Go ahead.
That's a fucking embarrassment.
The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, see ye him, whom my soul loveth. I'll read that again.
Read it again.
The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him, whom my soul loveth.
The watchmen, read that one again. Both of us.
Verse 2, I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways I will seek him, whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him, whom my soul loveth.
The watchmen found me, man. Okay? Because where they're in the broad places. That's when I stumbled across the central London camp, man. I was walking through Oxford.
Yeah.
And then I saw like a big America's gonna get destroyed by fire. I was like, and as I was coming closer, I was like, I'm coming towards a light, man. You know what I'm saying? And I stood there and I was looking around and felt like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And I was standing there listening, man. And that's when I saw Ramar, saw Brother Brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah. That's what I'm saying, I gotta get down with the camp, man. You know what I'm saying? Those are the watchmen. Those are the watchmen, man. Go on.
The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw ye him, whom my soul loveth.
And they're gonna say, yeah. That's when the Lord knock at your door. And then you open, and then he sup with you. But you need that soul food. That soul food, man. You need the soul food.
Yep. It's good for the soul.
It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth.
Right, you found him. And that's who did you found? You found the Most High. You found the truth. That's what you found, man.
It's like you have this term called soulmate. The scriptures is your soulmate.
That's right, go ahead.
But I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and I would not let him go until
I held him and I did not let him go, man. Okay, because there's no other truth, man. Okay, once you find this thing, that's when you know, yeah, I found it, man. I remember, man. Because I was conscious, man. Because I know I was in the spirit of, I walked through like Catford and places like that, and I saw like the estate of my people in it. I saw, whenever you see a crazy man in the street, it's always Jake. There's never Moab, there's never Edom, there's never Elam screaming in the street or doing something bugged out. It's always Jake, man. And I saw that, that's when I became like conscious, man. I was conscious, but I couldn't find my way. You know? I'm either Jamaican or I'm Nigerian or African. I didn't know what I was. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what to label myself as being. Until I stumbled across certain videos. And then they were saying there's Deuteronomy 28 verse 68. That's the part that got me, man. I was like, whoa. It was in the Bible all along and I didn't even see it. I didn't even see that. You know when you're going through, you like the Bible's your favorite book, it's wise as hell, and then you find out that, wow, that's us.
Like you're surprised, you're in that surprised kind of spirit. Like, is this really talking about us?
I'm like, wow, it's born man and born women and slave ships.
Yeah, that's what did it for me too, because when the brothers was going into the videos, I was like, yo, I gotta get into this. This is the truth. Because when the brothers were speaking it came together so well. I mean, it had to be the truth.
And they were reading it right out of the Holy Bible, man.
Yep.
And I was like, I was fascinated with the slave trade, and I didn't like, and that's when I guess when I started to hate Esau, man. When I saw that movie Amistad, man. Amistad, when they showed the first part of the movie, it showed how they had the slaves, right? And they were all chained up together. You know how they had the chains up together? And then they were led onto the top part of the ship. And then the guy that was the master of the ship, he got like a bundle of rocks, right? And then he cast it into the sea. And he obviously attached it to the slaves, innit? So as the rocks went off, the slaves went off right along with it. And this rock sank to the bottom, and so did the slaves right along with it. When I saw that, I think that's the first point when that hatred for Esau came. That's the genesis of my hatred for Esau. When I saw that, I was like, and that hurt me too. That did hurt. I think I cried a little bit. Not crying like pouring out, but tears came to my eye when I saw that. That's the genesis of my hate, because Esau has done shit that has showed me that he has no love at all. He doesn't have no ounce of compassion for Jake at all. Despite the amount of love that we've always tried to show them, I haven't seen that, man. I haven't seen the love we have for everyone. I haven't seen that love being shown back to us. I haven't seen that, man. Okay, I've seen the opposite.
That's a good title for a video, The Genesis of Your Hate.
I was thinking about it. That's a very
good title, even for a book too.
You know what I mean? that was the first fruits of my hate for Esau. When I saw that part, and I saw the slaves sinking to the bottom. That's when I was like, yep, Esau's gonna get it, man. That's when I decided, man. I'm gonna find a way to get Esau. What we got? The focus, bro. Focus. Yeah, he's looking at the Edomites like, yeah, man, I'll put them too.
Day's enough, man. It's been a hot day for me, man.
And that's an embarrassment too, man, for other so-called white people to see that shit.
That's how they always was, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man.
They didn't want to expose. They didn't never want to expose that side of themselves.
Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 4. It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom I so loveth. I held him and would not let him go, until I had brought him into my mother's house.
That's what it says. Hold it fast till I come. Hold fast that which you have already, till I come. Man. It says, what did it say?
Until I had brought him into my mother's house.
Go on into my mother's house. Go ahead.
And into the chamber of her that conceived me.
Yeah, which is this truth. Okay, that's when we were born again. We were born again through what? This truth. That's when we became new men. The new man, made in the image of the Most High. Okay? Go ahead.
I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye stir not up, nor wake my love till he please.
Right, because the Most High wakes you up in his time. Okay, some brothers are woken up at usually brothers come into this thing when you're young, man. Okay? But the Most High can wake you up at whatever time. The Most High can stir you up at whatever time, man. Okay? So when you're in this truth, you could be an older man, but you're subject to the authority of a man that might be a lot younger than you.
Physically in age.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. So it's all spiritual. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Who is this that cometh out of the wilderness like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all powders of the merchant? Behold, his bed, which is Solomon's, 80 valiant men are about it, of the valiant of Israel.
Right, let's go into something else. Let's go back to this thing.
Okay, so this is back in book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 27. And it says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Right, that's what we just read, Miss Brother. We just read the same thing. I held her and I did not let her go. Because that's how you get saved. You gotta hold on to it, man.
Hold tight.
Hold tight. Like you in the sky, the helicopter is fire beneath. It's fire beneath.
Yep.
They let loose that ladder, man. If you let go of that ladder, that's your arse, man.
Like Benjamin said, I gotta get one up.
That's your arse. You let go, you better hold that thing tight. Because if you let go,
that's it. That's your ass.
you're done. You know. So it says, I held her fast. Go ahead, read that again.
It says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Yeah, there's another scripture to search the scriptures. In that you might think you might find eternal life. Something like that. Go ahead.
For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned into thy joy.
Right, and the last you shall find your rest, man. Rest, man. That's the bodies.
The kingdom.
That's the bodies, man. Never getting sick. A strong immune system, man.
Right.
That can never break down. You can never catch a cold, diseases. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Eczema, catching asthma. You know what I'm saying? You have fuzziness in your eyes. Nothing going wrong with your body ever, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
No aching. You get what I mean? No weakness. Your strength can be infinite, man. You can pick up a mountain, man. You can just. You know what I'm saying?
Take the tree from the root.
Yeah.
Things
You
like
can just
that.
you can just grab this tree, just grab it by a branch and pull the whole thing out, man, to the ground, and just fling it, man.
Reminds me of Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
That's based after what Samson.
Stronger than him.
Samson.
Stronger
Yeah,
than him.
yeah.
You think he ain't strong, man?
Yeah.
You can only leap from here to over there.
Yeah, you could lead to another country.
Yeah. I mean, in the comic books, when they first started him out, he was more stronger. Yeah. But even still, what you're saying, we're going to surpass.
Exactly, infinite,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
Infinite. Our strength is going to be infinite. There's going to be no limit to our strength.
And we're gonna have the perfect look, the example of an Israelite.
You know what I mean?
You know? That's what we're gonna have too. Perfect look, man.
Ain't gonna need no Viagra. Like, what's that old guy named? You mentioned him before. The old guy, the decrepit old guy, man. You Hefner. He had a holy put woman, but I guarantee you he had a holy put Viagra's and all them thing there to keep him going, man.
Okay.
Ain't gonna need that.
Gonna need them things, man. It's all gonna be internal.
Yep.
You know? It's all spirit, it's all gonna be spiritual, like that's all come from, man. You get what I mean? So it says last is rest, man. Read that part.
For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned into thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defence for thee, and her chains a robe of glory.
Right. So that's what we'll turn into at the end. Go ahead.
For there is a golden ornament upon her, and her bands are purple lace. Thou shalt put her on as a robe of honour, and thou shalt put her about thee as a crown of joy. I think that's the end of that.
That's the end of it, man. You see what I'm saying? But that's what that goes into, man. You get what I mean? That's right. Got anything else?
I'm still on Solomon. I'm still on Solomon chapter 3.
Go back to the thing that you had before. It was in Ezra's.
Ezra's chapter 9. You on measure the times. Second Ezra's.
That's how you know Esau's fallen greatly, man. I mean, you can hear their voice. I think they're from Canada or America, but they come here to be in that bum state, man.
I saw that woman lying in the street when I was coming from the station.
The same woman, right?
Yeah, just lying in the street.
Esau's done, man. Esau's done. Once you, because I mean, we've seen a lot of that going throughout the ages, but it's actually becoming a pandemic when you see that. That means they're finished. That means society's done. Let's call it a day.
You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land.
Right, because the Lord has to call you to this thing. It says that I go about the streets to find who my soul loveth. Man. The Most High has to put that in you, because it's not every man's lot to go through the city to find him who your soul loveth, man. Not every man is looking for the same thing. Alright? When I was telling you that I was going through the streets of London, and I felt like a spirit was walking up and down. Not every man in London was going through that spiritual quest, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only the Most I put that in the soul or spirit of certain men. You know? That can honestly say that before they came to the truth, they was already looking for something. You know, but it's just that they couldn't really put their finger on it. You know what I mean? But then when we found it, we was like, yeah, we found it. You know what I mean? That's literally us. You know, and we're not trying to find it. We're not trying to look for anything else. We're not still strolling through the city trying to find something. We've already found it. You know what I mean? We're satisfied. We're good. You know? This is our consolation. This is our portion. This is our cup. All right? The scripture says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, man. And because we have this truth, we can abound in any estate. Poverty, homelessness, and we'll be fine because we have all that we need. Okay? Because it's all about stability, man. A lot of the time when people kill themselves and commit suicide or enter into drugs and all kind of manner of addictions, man, over-sexualizing themselves, sex addiction and all these types of things, because they have a deep instability about them. They have a very deep instability about them. But when you come in this truth and your portion is this truth, you're stable, you have a sound mind. You have a soundness of mind. Okay? I mean, Paul said that, he says, I've learned to abound in whatever state that I'm in.
Yeah.
That I can do all things in Yahawashi. I've learned how to abase myself. I've learned how to suffer need. One, I can do all things in Yahawashi. Paul said that. Go ahead.
So shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land within my borders.
Right, because you're going to be preserved from the said perils. It's that stability, man. And plus, the scriptures say that the Lord encampeth around them that fear him. You see, if the Lord has given you a portion of his spirit, man, to understand things that pertain unto godliness, man, the Most High is going to have to protect you, man. The Most High has given you something of himself. So something in you is of God. There's something that's in you that's of the Most High. So the Most High can't destroy you. If the Most High destroy you, he's not going to destroy a portion of himself. He's going to have to protect you and guide you until he redeems you back unto himself, man. You know, he's giving you a gift. So is the Most High going to destroy you and destroy the gift as well?
That wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make no damn sense. Unless he take back the gift, like he did with certain guys in the truth. He gave them the gift.
Talents.
For maybe a certain reason, maybe to bring other people into the truth. But it was just that guy's unfortunate situation that he wasn't of the fold. So the Most High took that gift away from him and probably gave it to another brother.
That's right.
Gave that spirit to another brother, that gift of faith to another brother. You know? But that gift that every brother has, that is of God. So the Most High are going to have to send his angels to guide you and to protect you. The scriptures tell you that in 2nd Esdras. It says, fear not, for I will lead thee. Well, that's in Isaiah 40. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, because I will take you by your right hand and I will guide you, man. Fear not, thou worm Jacob. It's in one of those verses there. Okay? So the Most High, he'll give his gift unto the weak, man, to like weak. The Lord likes small, man. If you check the scriptures, the Lord likes small people. He likes weak kind of people, man. I don't know, it's like a feminine kind of thing, like a masculine energy likes feminine kind of energy. I'm not trying to say that brothers are feminine, but I'm just trying to say that because we're in a weak estate, the Most High, he's attracted to like a weakened estate. That's why he'll give you power. The Lord is not going to give power unto somebody who's already powerful. The Lord doesn't do that. The Lord gives power unto the weak. Because we're weak. You know? We're the lost. We're coming up lost. You know? We're Lazarus. Lazarus wasn't strong. He was weak. He had sores all over himself. Man. You know what I mean?
Like the scripture says, if you're whole, you don't need a physician.
Don't need a physician. You know what I mean? And you're poor and you're needy. You're in need of strength. You're in need of a physician. Medicine or something to make you whole. And that's when the Most High comes in. You know what I'm saying? He wants you to give him glory. You're not going to give the Most High glory if you're in a whole condition, because you're not in need. You know what I'm saying? So you're in a weakened state. The Lord has given you hope that maybe one day you may be strong. One day that you may be whole. And that's what we're all doing, man. We're all meditating on the day that one day we will be made whole, man. But first we need our physician. A physical physician, right? We've had our spiritual physician, which is the spirit, man. We're whole in spirit. We're stable. We can abound in whatsoever condition. What we're looking for now is the healing in his wings, man. So physically, man, can you imagine that? That's all we need. That's the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle. Everything else we have. The understanding of this, the understanding of that. And we're pissed off, we're angry because that's the only piece we need, and that's the only piece that's missing from the puzzle. We can't put that shit on an auction and get money for that when there's only one piece missing. It don't look right, man. Gotta find that piece. And we're waiting for it. You know, brothers is scripture says oppression maketh a wise man mad, man. You know, you're mad, you're vexed. Because we're waiting for the adoption. You know what I'm saying? That's the last piece that's missing. Read it.